Welcome to World Prism. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon for more breaking updates. The Philippines has released a new official map, boldly asserting its sovereign rights in the South China Sea. This move is not just a technical update, it's a powerful statement of intent, signaling Manila's determination to defend its maritime boundaries in the face of mounting regional tensions. By unveiling this map, the Philippines is directly challenging China's expansive claims, which have long been a source of friction between the two nations. The diplomatic stakes are high, and every gesture is closely watched by the international community. This new map clearly marks the Philippines' exclusive economic zone, highlighting areas that Beijing claims under its controversial 9-dash line. The visual clarity of the map leaves little room for ambiguity, making the Philippines' position unmistakable. By publishing this map, Manila shifts the conflict from the sea to the global stage, using legal and historical arguments to support its case. The government is leveraging international law, particularly the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, to bolster its claims and rally support. The map is both an educational tool and a diplomatic weapon, designed to rally domestic and international support. In classrooms, it teaches the next generation about the nation's maritime rights, while in diplomatic halls, it serves as a visual anchor for the Philippines' arguments. It transforms a complex maritime dispute into a clear visual statement, reinforcing the Philippines' commitment to a rules-based order. The map's design makes the stakes and the issues accessible not just to experts, but to ordinary citizens and observers worldwide. Manila's message is clear: it will defend its maritime rights through peaceful, legal means, relying on international law and diplomacy rather than force. This approach underscores the Philippines' desire for stability and respect in the region. By documenting its long-standing presence and activities in these waters, the Philippines rejects any narrative that paints it as a latecomer. The timeline of claims and actions shows a deep-rooted connection to these maritime zones. More than lines on paper, this map is a symbol of national resolve in the ongoing struggle for the country's maritime future. It embodies the hopes, rights, and determination of the Filipino people to protect what they believe is rightfully theirs. The South China Sea is a vital artery for global trade, with more than a third of the world's shipping passing through its waters every year. These busy lanes connect Asia to the rest of the world, carrying everything from electronics and oil to food and raw materials. Beyond its role in commerce, the sea is a source of immense economic and strategic value. Its waters are rich in fish, oil, and natural gas, resources that are crucial for the economies of neighboring countries. The South China Sea is not just a highway for ships, but a lifeline for millions who depend on its bounty. At the heart of the dispute are the Spratly Islands and Scarborough Shoal, territories steeped in history and abundant in resources, claimed by both the Philippines and China. These islands, reefs, and rocks are more than just landforms. They are symbols of sovereignty and national pride. For generations, Filipino fishermen have relied on these waters for their daily catch, passing down knowledge and traditions from parent to child. But China's growing presence, marked by patrols and blockades, has disrupted their livelihoods, making it harder and riskier to fish in familiar grounds. The loss is deeply felt in coastal communities, where fishing is often the only source of income. Families who once thrived now face uncertainty, as empty nets and dwindling catches threaten their way of life. Control over these islands means more than just access to resources. It's about projecting military power, monitoring key shipping lanes, and asserting dominance in a region where tensions run high. China's land reclamation and militarization of the Spratlys have fundamentally changed the region's landscape. Massive artificial islands now bristle with airstrips, radar, and military outposts, challenging the Philippines' ability to respond and raising concerns among neighboring nations. These contested features are not just dots on a map, they are the front lines of a struggle that impacts millions. Each standoff, each flag raised, is a reminder of the high stakes and the fragile peace that hangs over the region. The stakes are high, with both economic survival and national identity hanging in the balance. For the people who call these shores home, the outcome of this contest will shape their future for generations to come. The Philippines grounds its claims in both history and international law, drawing from a deep well of evidence that spans centuries. This approach is not just a matter of national pride, but a strategic assertion of sovereignty that stands in stark contrast to China's narrative of late entry and historical ambiguity. By meticulously referencing international legal frameworks, such as the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, the Philippines counters attempts to rewrite the region's past and present. These legal principles provide a solid foundation for its claims, reinforcing the legitimacy of its position on the world stage. Centuries-old maps, navigation charts, and official documents reveal a long-standing Filipino presence in the Calayan Island Group and Scarborough Shoal. These artifacts are more than historical curiosities. They are vital proof of continuous administration, fishing, and settlement, predating many modern disputes. The 2016 Hague Tribunal ruling marked a watershed moment. It not only invalidated China's sweeping 9-dash line but also affirmed the Philippines' maritime rights under UNCLOS, setting a precedent for international maritime law and reinforcing the principle that might does not make right. This ruling is legally binding, and Manila consistently invokes it to frame itself as a responsible, law-abiding stakeholder in the region. By doing so, the Philippines demonstrates its commitment to peaceful resolution and the rule of law, even in the face of overwhelming pressure. By aligning with international law, the Philippines seeks not only to protect its own interests but also to rally global support. This strategy positions Manila as a champion of the rules-based order, standing firmly against unilateral expansionism and advocating for collective security. The unveiling of the new map is a public reaffirmation of these rights. It serves as a powerful diplomatic tool, leveraging both historical evidence and legal victories to assert the Philippines' position and remind the world of its legitimate claims. While outmatched militarily, Manila wields the moral and legal authority of the arbitral award to rally international backing. This approach transforms legal documents and court rulings into instruments of soft power, amplifying the Philippines' voice on the global stage. Ultimately, the dispute is not just about territory or resources, it's about upholding the global rules-based order, ensuring that international law prevails over force, and safeguarding the rights of all nations, big or small. China insists its rights in the South China Sea are rooted in centuries of history, symbolized by the sweeping 9-dash line. Beijing dismisses the 2016 tribunal ruling as illegitimate, maintaining that its sovereignty is non-negotiable. Chinese officials see the Philippines' new map and U.S. involvement as provocations and attempts to contain China's rise. China's Coast Guard and maritime militia now patrol these waters aggressively, framing their actions as legitimate law enforcement. From Beijing's perspective, it is defending its rightful territory against encroachment, blaming others for any escalation. The result is a hardened stance, with China vowing to protect its claims by any means necessary. The dispute has erupted into real-world confrontations, with dangerous encounters at sea becoming routine. In August 2025, a Chinese destroyer collided with a Philippine patrol vessel near Scarborough Shoal, marking a new level of escalation. Philippine ships on resupply missions face water cannons and ramming from Chinese vessels, endangering crews and blocking access. These tactics are designed to intimidate and wear down Filipino resolve, making routine patrols perilous. The psychological toll on sailors and fishermen is immense, as each incident underscores the power imbalance. The risk of miscalculation is ever present. A single collision could trigger a wider crisis involving other nations. The blurred line between law enforcement and military action heightens the danger. The South China Sea has become a stage for brinkmanship, where every move carries regional consequences. Beyond the clashes at sea, a fierce information war is underway. China uses state media and domestic laws to legitimize its actions and control the narrative, often distorting facts for both domestic and international audiences. Its Coast Guard Regulation 3 authorizes force against foreign vessels, reframing aggression as law enforcement. The Philippines counters with transparency, documenting incidents, releasing evidence, and publicizing its new map to rally global opinion. Manila's strategy is to expose China's actions and ground its claims in international law, winning support in diplomatic forums. The battle is not just for territory, but for the world's understanding of who is upholding the law. In this struggle, controlling the story is as crucial as controlling the sea. Despite rising tensions, diplomacy is not dead. The Philippines and China are negotiating a memorandum of understanding on Coast Guard cooperation, aiming to reduce confrontations at sea. Yet skepticism remains. Previous agreements have failed to curb China's assertiveness or address the core territorial dispute. Manila is also pushing for a binding code of conduct through ASEAN, hoping to create a regional framework for managing disputes. As ASEAN chair in 2026, the Philippines seeks to inject urgency into stalled negotiations. For Filipinos, the stakes are personal. Livelihoods, food security, and national pride are on the line. For the region, it's a test of whether law or force will decide the future. The world watches, hoping diplomacy can prevail over confrontation in these contested waters.